Rising prices have us all on red alert when it comes to our finances. The strategies we've used in the past don't seem to be working as well, or maybe even don't seem to be working at all. But there are 10 simple habits that will help you cope and help you to save more money.
Hey, if you don't know us, I'm Larry.
And I'm Hope.
And we're from Under the Median, where every week we talk about practical frugality.
Let's delve right into the topic at hand for today. What are these habits that will actually help calm your nerves a little bit? And not only that, they'll help you feel like you're a little less stuck. I think that's the reoccurring comment that we keep getting from our viewers, is the fact that they feel like when they make progress in one area, something else just shoots way up and then they have to rebalance everything all over again. But these habits will help you stay in balance and help you feel like you have a little more control over the things that you can control. All right, tip number 1.
Save your receipts. Have a special place that you put them in every time you come back from the store.
This is like a pop quiz, guys. Larry, where is our special place that we put our receipts?
We put our receipts on our buffet up in the dining room.
Yes, he's absolutely right. Now, why is it important? Now, it seems like intrinsically you understand why everybody needs to put their receipts at the end of the day in the same place. But the question is, why do you want to save your receipts at all? Saving receipts is important because it allows you to do a number of different things that will help impact your ability to save money. One of those things is the ability to look at that receipt and actually enter it into whatever software, if you're keeping an account book, however you are keeping track of your expenses. Here's the other thing. If you don't have the receipt, what are the chances that 5 days later, when you look on your bank statement and see Menards $46.97, you're even going to remember 5 days later what you bought at Menards for $46.97. It's happened to us so many times.
I was just going to mention that. We're speaking from experience here. You know, and the other thing you can do too is write on that receipt what it is you purchased if it doesn't state what it was you bought. That way you'll know you spent $147 on whatever it was.
Yeah, sometimes these supermarket codes are like, what? I don't know what that is, but I don't think I bought it.
Once you get your receipts in a little pile, you'll want to analyze them. What have you been spending your money on? Have you been buying some things maybe you don't need? Or have you been paying too much for an item?
This is like your moment of truth. But another reason that receipts are really important is that you may need to save certain receipts for warranty purposes. Larry is huge on this.
You know, I not only keep the receipts, I keep the original box, all the packaging. I have a little special place in one of my work rooms that I'll keep those, or I'll put them up in the attic if they're a real big item. And it's a good thing to do that in case you have to take the item back or ship the item back.
While you're looking at that pile of receipts, here's something else you may want to do every single night, and that is to use Fetch. Fetch is the sponsor of today's video. I was super excited when Fetch reached out to us because you viewers have been telling me for months that I needed to download Fetch and that I would love Fetch. And you were absolutely right on all counts. In case you're wondering what Fetch is, well, it's a super easy to use free app where you can earn free rewards on literally everything you buy. Here's how it works. Open the Fetch app, click on the orange camera icon, line up your receipt, take a photo. This receipt is from our favorite local ethnic food store. Submit it, Fetch adds points automatically to your account. If shopping online is more your thing, no worries. Fetch will scan your email for receipts and you'll still get points. Yes, even from Amazon purchases. It takes me about 5 minutes to scan and submit a whole pile of receipts. Fetch even gave me points for this purchase from a locally owned shop that specializes in high quality flavored balsamic vinegars. When you're ready to redeem those points, they turn into gift cards. There are over a dozen different categories to choose from. You can grab a gift card for dinner at your favorite restaurant or even your next Amazon shopping trip.
We hope you're as excited about using Fetch as we are. Check out the link in the description. If you use the code Under the Median right now, you'll get $5 1,000 points for scanning in your first receipt.
That special code is right down there. And once again, there's a link in the description of the video. Check it out. It's a limited time offer just from Fetch for under the median viewers. Habit number 2 is an unusual one that we've never, ever mentioned on any of our videos. And it is to keep a frugal idea list. Here's what happens. You're watching one of our videos. We give you a really great strategy and you're like, that's fantastic. I want to start doing that next week. And then you don't write it down. And not only that, by the time you do remember that there was something we said that you thought was really good, you can't remember what video we actually said it in. So it's as easy as having one of those memo pads that sticks magnetically to your refrigerator and you just keep an ongoing list of different tips and strategies you'd like to try.
Habit number 3 is start each day with a schedule. As long as you're planning, you're not going to be so apt to get online and start shopping when you're bored. When you start the day with a game plan, suddenly you'll realize how much time you've been wasting on all of these unnecessary pursuits.
Habit number 4, when you do shop, shop with a purpose. Shop like Larry. This is Larry. Larry walks into the store with a list. Larry goes into the store, gets exactly what was on the list. Larry checks out. Larry leaves the store. Be more like Larry.
Larry does not like to waste any time shopping because I don't enjoy shopping. So it's in, out, get her done.
You have to almost imagine that you have like blinders on, or you need to take your spouse with you who will say, focus, focus, take an accountability partner with the store if you have to. Because if you're like me, you get that squirrel syndrome and all of a sudden everything shiny looks really, really interesting. But in all seriousness, getting in and getting out of the store will not only save you time, it will save you money.
True story. When I see Hope's eyes glazing over on an item that might be in the center aisle, I'll kind of grab her hand and say, come on, Hope, what is the next item on our list? That keeps us from impulse buying. Habit number 5, make money saving a priority.
We talk a lot on this channel about prioritized lists, and with good reason, because items that are at the top of the list are the ones that get taken care of first. If your first and foremost goal every day is to say, I'm going to figure out ways throughout the next 24 hours that I can actually save more money and spend less money. If you have that constantly in mind, the truth is this is all about habits and it's all about our mindset. And when you get those two things lined up together, you will spend less money.
And a habit, in order to have a habit really put in place, you have to do something over and over and over again. It takes a lot of repetition to get a habit to where it's automatic.
This is where we give you some tips based on different learning styles. If you're an auditory person, you're going to want to be repeating to yourself throughout the day, what's the next thing I'm going to do that's going to save me some money? If you're a visual person, this is a great time to make sure that your prioritized ways that you're saving money throughout the day are actually written on a list. Or even better, if you have like that artistic hands-on part of your personality and your learning style, creating a mood board or even a vision board is very, very effective in keeping you on task.
Habit number 6, and we've talked about this many times on previous videos, do the 10% challenge. Well, what do we mean by the 10% challenge? That's where you sit down with your spouse and you take about 20 minutes and you look at the categories where you've been spending money and think between the two of you how you can save another 10% off of those categories.
We actually have had several viewers that have reported back to us that they did this exercise. It was super helpful. One lady, they are saving over $1,000 a year in just one time of doing the 10% challenge. It really does help you brainstorm, come up with new ideas, new ways to approach frugality and saving money that you previously had not tried or not thought of.
Habit number 7 is find frugal friends. We behave the way that the people we hang out with behave. We tend to kind of assimilate that kind of behavior. So if you're hanging out with frugal people, well, that becomes kind of the in thing, doesn't it? So I find it much easier if we have a bank of frugal friends that we can talk to and maybe get some help. It's not easy to always be frugal. Sometimes it's just not fun. So if you have a sort of a accountability partner or accountability group that you can hang out with, that really helps to keep you on track.
It helps to have some other people who really get it, who really understand it, and who will really get behind you and say, well, of course you can do this. And not only that, I'm going to help you and I'm going to cheer you on. Habit number 8, going to be a tough one for some of us. And that is to make sure that when you are ordering takeout or going to an actual restaurant, that it's a planned activity. Here's what I think happens. I think in our mind, we sort of categorize those two things separately. Eating out is when you go to a restaurant, you sit down, somebody serves you dinner. Takeout, yeah, that's not really eating out. But the truth is, yes, it really is. So both of those activities should be planned. Look, just put it on the calendar. If you're going to eat out once a week, make sure it's marked on the calendar once a week. If you're going to eat out twice a month, make sure it's on there bi-weekly, because there's nothing more motivating than coming home tired and thinking, I just wish I could call for takeout pizza. It's like the only thing you want in the whole world. But if you're able to look at that calendar and say, you know what? 3 more days. That's all I got to hold out is 3 more days. And I can make it to the next time when I have actually planned to spend money on that activity.
One thing that'll help when you get those moments where you're coming home from work and you're tired, and we've all done that, haven't we? Have some meals in the freezer that are ready to be defrosted, warmed up in the microwave, or maybe on the stove top, that won't take you very long to cook and prepare. That will help you to not want to just order something out for convenience sake.
Another thing that will prove to be helpful is making it sort of a special occasion to eat at home. Now, I know eating at home doesn't seem like it's that thrilling, let's be honest. But a couple of ways you can make it special is to actually take the food you've prepared at home and take it to the park. Grab the kids, go to the local park, and have a picnic. Or alternately, if you're going to stay in, then you could plan to make a meal together as a family, and you've already looked ahead of time and you have Googled your favorite restaurant recipes, knockoff versions. So you're going to create that experience, the idea, the feeling of going out to eat. You're going to do it at home though, and the whole family is going to help create dinner that night.
Habit number 9 is learn what time of the year is best to buy certain items. There are certain items that go on seasonal sales.
The best time to buy a winter coat for your child is not October. You're going to pay full price for that winter coat. But let's face it, if your child is wearing a size 12 winter coat and it's late January, early February, and that coat is size 12, by the next winter, that child is probably going to need a size 14 winter coat. Go ahead, buy that next size up and buy it when it's heavily discounted, when they're trying to clearance all of that winter clothing in order to make room for the spring and summer clothing that's coming in, that they need to find room for it on the racks. Know those times of the years. These are like sales cycles. If you know exactly when to shop, you can always shop off season and save somewhere between 75 and 90% on most of the clothing that you're going to buy.
There was a time in March, I can't remember, it's been a few years ago, where we ran across long underwear that was marked down 90% off. Can you believe it?
This was a really high quality, super high priced name brand long underwear, and he got it for like $2 or $3 a package. So know when to shop for what you need, and it will save you massive amounts of money.
Habit number 10 includes our instead of list. Look for less expensive options.
let us give you an idea of how we like maintain our instead of list. Let's face it, being frugal sometimes seems like a drag. We're not going to lie. That's where the instead of list kind of comes in, and it takes sort of that monotony out of being frugal. Let us give you an idea of what our instead of list looks like. So instead of buying a membership to a gym, we will take family walks. We will go on bike rides. We will buy a set of resistance bands and some hand weights, and we will work out with people from YouTube videos. There are always ways you can do something instead of.
Instead of buying new books, borrow books from the library. Or you can buy used books. Most major cities have a lot of used bookstores where you can get books at probably less than half of the cost they would be brand new.
Instead of buying cable, we will buy a Roku box, or we will put an antenna on our roof, just like the 1950s. Or we will go to the library to borrow movies.
Instead of paying full price, look for items that you can barter with somebody else.
Oh, yeah.
Look for coupons on the item that you're looking for. Do some cross comparison, maybe at different stores or online for a little better price, or buy used.
We would challenge you to make your own instead of list, and we would love to know in the comments section what things are going on your instead of list. Hey, thanks again to Fetch for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out that link and the special code that's in the description of this video. Under the median, you're going to get 5,000 points the minute that you upload your first receipt.
Now that you know some things that you should be doing to save a little bit of money, we actually did a video on 4 things that you need to stop doing. And that video is linked right over there.